what you got. You got the beat, you got the song, you can do no wrong. Combos. Yes. $200 combos. That's what I'm talking about. You got the magic touch, baby. 300 combos. They're cheering for you and only you, baby. Sweet. You're gonna break the meter! Can't wait to see it! Stage clear! Perfect! Full combo!
What's up everyone, Dr. D here, and in this video we're talking about MFC number, I already lost count, but the song is called, and this is another one of those, Seta para Cima, something like that. I don't know, what language is it anyways? I'd love to know. This song is super catchy, and I must admit I've fallen in love with it. Alright, so I got this pretty early on when Ace 20 got released, but I'm just now getting around to making well, this video, and yeah, like I said, that 2-minute rule is thrown away, and probably going forward, if the song's really easy, I'll no longer do commentary. I'll just save it for songs like this, and when these videos do come about, they're going to be as long as they need to be. Alright, so you guys watched it, and now we're going to break it down and see how it is. And before we get started, I do want to say that this is one of my favorite 13s, like, hands down. I think they knocked it out of the park. It's a perfect song with the perfect steps. These are the kind of 13 MFCs. It doesn't even have to be a 13. This is the kind of chart that I just love playing. And I really get a kick out of learning all the intricacies and nuances and the rhythms. You know, I love these kind of songs. So it's closest to what kicked off the commentary videos. And that would be the Arigato song. You know which one I'm talking about. Arigato. Okay, I'm not singing, but you know which one I'm talking about. This song is quite similar. I'd say this one's a bit easier, but all in all, songs like that, they're my favorite kind to MFC, and it helps that like very few people are able to get them too. So maybe that's why. All right, so let's start off. See how it starts. Alright, we're going to stop it there. So the first 57 steps, pretty common patterns. Really nothing is special yet, so we're not really going to comment on anything. It's just the typical 16th dun dun dun, you know, and a few gallops sprinkled in, but it's very straightforward. Nothing you really need to know. Alright, now the next part, I do have some tips for you. Alright, and then it's going to repeat that, so let's go back. I believe that was around here. Okay, so this section is going to gallop into the yellows. Now, I never gave you this tip before, so hopefully this helps. The way that you got to think of it, whenever you see like 2 yellows in a row, or 3 or 4 even. Does any song have 4? That's a good question. But 3, this song has 3. You have to trick your brain. Because you see the yellow, you kind of get freaked out and you don't really know how to do it. But all you need to know is that the timing is as if it was a red, blue, red. Really. So when I see this, it's just red, blue, red, because they are all being hit at the 8th note speed of 140 for this song. The only difference is we're galloping into it to start. So any other place, like for example, okay, so like here, it's just 1, 2, 3, right? You see it, 1, 2, 3. So dun dun dun, or at 140 beat, dun dun dun. Yeah. So that would be a triplet, right? At 140. So the only difference is here. See, it's still 3. They're spaced out the same, except we're galloping into it. So after the gallop is finished, think about doing a red, blue, red. So dun dun dun. So dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Now the only difference here is that we're galloping into that. So it's going to be dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Now there's 2 ways you could do it. It's that way, where you just trick your mind into never freaking out when you see yellows in a row by just assuming that they're just like, if it was just this and this, that's red and a blue. It's just 2 8th notes in a row. But since we have 3 in a row, and it's ending in a gallop, you have to do the transition where it's dun 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 dun. Just remember that you're doing a normal gallop at 140, followed by, well, the gallop is ending, including a triplet, and then into a final gallop. Now the other way you could do it, and I would recommend it if you're just going for the PFC. For me, I always choose the method that is going to yield me the higher marvelous ratio. And for me, it's doing that. If you find the other way helps you better, then do that. And the other way would be, we're making this a stream. So starting with the down, up, and then finish it. So down, up, down, up, down, up, right. You could do that, or how it would look for you. Down, up, down, up, down, up, right. It's hard to do it backwards, but you get what I'm saying. So you can travel this into a stream. And I'd say for like PFC wise, I think that's easier, but for MFC wise, it's a lot more like, you know, movement, and you kind of, for me personally, if I'm trying to MFC it, I'm going to be doing it like that. But if I'm just trying to PFC it, like if it's a hard song and I just want to make sure I PFC it, they do a lot of those kind of things in slow sections of boss songs, and most of those times I will actually stream that out to make sure that I get it. So it depends what you're going for. If it's just a PFC, try doing the added stream. Alright, and then it's going to repeat itself. Oh, and I guess we can make a note. So yeah, a lot of people have trouble with these. So dun 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 dun. So dun 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 dun. So once again, you could actually throw in a red right here. So dun, and then this would be a gallop. Dun 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 dun. I don't, but you could. So after that hit step, you're gonna gallop into this and gallop out of it. So the gallop would be right here. Dun 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 dun. So you could do that. And yeah, these are pretty hard because you can't really add a helper step to this, because the way that you're positioned, you really can't add a helper. So dun 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 dun. So honestly, I can't even give you a good tip. I just always go by the music. That's the only tip I can give you. And so just listen to the music. Which, by the way, the way that I MFC this entire song is music. I obviously there's a lot of visual, but I'm a visual player, as you guys know. But when I say music, for me, that means that I use a lot more music than what I usually do, because you just got to know the beat. So when you can think of it in your mind, you can just match the steps to that. All right, that's a repeat. Alright, this is a repeat. It's such a cool song. Alright, now we're gonna get our first greens. Bum. Alright, so this completely goes to the music. At first I tried to cite it, and I always got perfects, but then later on I just I went more to the music, and I was able to get this section. Bum 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 bum. Alright, the hard part is this transition. Transitioning from the 12ths back into the 8ths, this is something I would probably go more visual. And then we're kind of going into a weird section. So yeah, let's look at that. Dun dun dun. And then, do you remember what we did before with the gallop into the 3 yellows? Hey look, we have 3 yellows here. This is the exact same. The only difference is they're on different notes. And the additional difference is there's no step before it. So, make the step before it. I didn't. Be very clear, I didn't. I just said dun 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 dun. But you could do dun 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 dun, just like we learned earlier. So gallop into this dun 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 dun. And this is easier because they're not on the same arrow. It's like way easier. So gallop into it and then dun 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 dun. And once again, so gallop into it and then go in there. And if you prefer the other method, I don't think I'd even need to tell you. You probably already know you prefer the other method like I do it. But if you're just going for the PFC, and if you can get higher Marvelous by doing that, then do it. Do whatever's most easier, but there's 2 ways you can do that. Alright, let's continue. Alright, then, yeah, leads into 12th note, which you gotta go by the music. Alright, and here you can also add in helper steps. So normally I would probably do a red right before here into that dun 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 dun. Yeah. Bum 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 bum. All right, then this is going to be a repeat of before. Dun 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 dun. So the only other change is this, except I would not recommend crossing over. You could cross over that gallop, and you would even be set up, but it's much easier to double step back. I find timing to do a crossover is a lot harder, so I do the pivot gallop, and then I just double step to get back in there. Same thing right there, just mirrored. So this part you might want to add some like you know, so you might want to like finish a red here and just keep tapping it out with 8s. You might want to just keep tapping it out. Just yeah, keep tapping it out, tap it out. Keep tapping it out. Bum ba dum bum ba dum ba 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 bum. Yeah. So the jump does make it a little tricky at the end because it's hitting at the same timing, but of course since you're doing a jump, it's harder to execute a jump like you can a step. So just make sure you're judicious with your final jump and you'll be fine. And congratulations, you got your first MFC. Okay, that's a joke. If this is your first MFC, you gotta tell me what your tips are because Jesus Christ, I need to ask you for advice. Alright, so that was my MFC on Seta, Parma, Cima. I hope it was helpful for you. One last note is I did it on 4x. Normally I would do this on 4.5 because, as you know, it is a 140 BPM song. Now the reason why I played it, see I was debating on should I do 4, should I do 4.5. I decided to do 4 because I thought I could get it today, but I wanted to kind of map it out. So the first time I played it, I wanted it to be slower so I can kind of see what's coming up a little easier. And then the second time I would play it, I would be more comfortable. And then probably by the third time, I'd bump it up to 4.5. But on my tester run, I just ended up getting it. So I didn't have to. So 4x is obviously completely viable, as I can show you. But if you feel it's a bit slow and you have the muscle memory down, I recommend 4.5. 4.5 is like a standard for me for 140 songs, red or white. Probably not gold. Gold is way too fast for 4.5. But yeah, just keep those in mind, and you might be able to improve your score on this. It's definitely a great song. I can't wait till I see more people playing this, because honestly, it's like the best thing on Ace 20 right now. That and Avenger. I mean, we can't forget Avenger, but I mean, USAO can't do any wrong. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching. Hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. If you like what I do and want to be notified whenever I upload or go live, subscribe and hit that bell icon. If you really love me, consider pledging on Patreon to enjoy exclusive benefits. Lastly, keep the DDR discussion going by joining my Discord community linked below. Thanks again, and peace.